Hey friends, hope you're having a good day today. So the title of today's vlog is Help, I've Fallen and I Can't Get Up. Now you may ask, well, what does that mean? So I'm going to dive in and tell you what I want to talk about today. So a lot of times we go through things that are really hard. Recently, we just finished coming out of my husband being done with school. He was in school for 13 years, getting his bachelor's, master's, and PhD. And that is a long time to be a single mom. And it was really, really hard. But you know what? We got through it. We're here. We're on the other side. We made it. Lots of tears, lots of struggles, but we made it. And that's the important part. Secondly, last year I also went through some really hard things with my business. I had a third business actually, and it was going really well, things were going well, and then some things happened and things transitioned and it didn't go the way that I wanted to, and I had to end up ultimately closing that business because things just didn't work out. And it was so hard for me because I had put so much blood, sweat, and tears into that, and to just see it, have to just close the doors and walk away, it was extremely difficult. And I'll get into a little bit more in another vlog about that. But it really was devastating. It was devastating. So things like that happen in life, where you have also when we were first trying for our first daughter, we now have 4 kids, but when we were trying in the beginning, it took us almost 2 years before we got pregnant with our first child. And so we went through unexplained infertility. And so that was really difficult. We didn't know why, nothing was working. And another thing, there's so many things. I was born 3 months premature. I wasn't supposed to live. Whatever that thing is that you have gone through in your life, everybody has those things. Everybody has those hard things that they go through. But ultimately, we have to keep going. We have to learn from those mistakes, or not even mistakes, but those life experiences to help us to become better people and to really make us who we are supposed to be and who we need to be. So there's 7 tips to help us and to kind of help us through those hard times. And sometimes these will work, sometimes they won't. Sometimes some of them will, sometimes some of them won't. So you have to just find the one that works for you depending on which situation you're in, okay? But hopefully some of these will be helpful to you, and I know they've definitely been helpful to me, and that's why I'm sharing them with you. So the first one is prepare to fall. Prepare to make a mistake, prepare to trip, prepare to fail, whatever it is you want to look at, however you want to look at it. It's inevitable. It happens to everybody. Things happen. That's why we're here on this earth, is to just be who we are, and it just is what it is. So have a long-term vision, because if you have the long-term vision, those short-term things that happen will be easier to bounce back from. Because I know for me, when I was closing my business, I was like, oh my gosh, this is devastating. So it was so sad. But then when I looked in the future, I was like, you know what? It's going to be a good thing. It's going to be a great thing, because I'm going to be able to spend more time with my family. I'm going to be able to do what I really love to do. I'm going to be able to be a better person because I'm letting go of something that I thought was what I needed to do, but it's not. Good, better, best, your priorities, right? Number 2, so the first one is prepare to fall. It's going to happen. Just know it's going to happen. Number 2, take a break. It's important for you to recharge your batteries, especially when you're a mom. I have to do it sometimes. Sometimes I can take a full hour, depending on the day, like if I can wake up earlier or during nap time or after the kids go to bed. Sometimes I can only take 5 minutes, depending on if I need a timeout or something, if I'm like getting too stressed or getting too wound up or whatever it is, I will make sure to be like, hey kids, I need a timeout. Give me 5 minutes. And so I'll go in my room, I'll take some deep breaths. Maybe I'll pray. Maybe I'll, read a book, whatever it is, to just calm myself down and to just recharge for a second. And if it's more than that, I mean, you really should be doing an hour a day for yourself no matter what. But obviously, seasons in life require different things. But for me, like I said, read a book, go on a walk, take a bubble bath, paint your nails. I don't know. I would say watch your favorite show, which is still fun. It's fun to decompress, but do something that really is something that you love to do. Something for you, not you the mom, not you the wife, not you the friend, not you the sister, not you the whatever, you know, you as a person, you as an individual, okay? Ask for help. Get someone else's perspective. Get friends, accountability partners. So a lot of the times we keep thinking, oh, I can do it myself, I can do it myself, I can do it myself. But if there's one thing that I've learned, it has been that I have to ask for help. I have to ask for help. I can't do it by myself. And I always thought that I could do it by myself, and I always tried to do it by myself, and that's kind of my mantra, like, nope, I can figure it out. I got this, whatever, I can do it. But it really pushed like my family away, it pushed my husband away, it even pushed my kids away, my friends away, because I wasn't willing to accept and receive help. It pushed my Heavenly Father away. Again, I am religious, and it just wasn't a good thing. I mean, it's important to be self-sufficient and to not be whiny and stuff like that, but you also need to rely on people. You need to know that you are just a human being and you need help, and it's okay, right? So ask for help. Number 4, use it to evolve into a better person. You can say everything happens for a reason. You can say, you know, you can question why did this happen to me? Maybe you don't believe that everything happens for a reason. And I used to believe that everything happened for a reason, but life experience taught me that there may not be a reason for certain things. It may be that we're supposed to learn what we can from the experience. And that is the reason that we're supposed to learn something. So I want you to think about the fact that you need to kind of dive deep and do some soul searching and figure out, hey, this is what is the reason why, you know, I didn't want to look at the thing that is in front of me, the trial that I'm going through. You need to figure out what you can learn from it, how you can make it that thing that makes you into a better person. Make it that stepping stone that can make you into a better person. Because, I mean, that's why we're here, right? We want to stretch and grow and become better and become the best version of ourselves. But we can't do that if we don't allow those things that are going to make us fall, those things that are going to be hard, if we don't allow those things to stretch us and make us better, right? So use it to evolve into a better person. Don't sit there and be, woe is me, oh, this is horrible, why did this happen to me, how come I don't, whatever. Does that make sense? So I hope that helps. Number 5, do the minimum. You say, what? Yeah, do the minimum. You don't want to just like lay in bed all day and not actually do anything. You want to, even if it's so detrimental, even if this is something that is so hard, all the things that I named at the beginning of this blog, even if it is 10,000 times worse than what I was describing, you're like, well, Aly, you don't understand me, because my thing is so much worse than your thing, you know, and maybe I don't understand, and maybe I won't understand, but you need to do the bare minimum. Brush your teeth, get up, get dressed, eat something, you know, because even if you can do the bare minimum, it's better than doing nothing. You don't want to just lay around and do nothing, because then that's not even going to motivate you to even live. And we're here to learn from those trials and those things that we have to go through. Okay, so do the minimum. Number 6 is to create a swipe pile. This is my most favorite one, and I'm not great at it, but I'm trying. So that's my goal for 2000 and what year are we in? 2018. That's my goal for this year, is I really would like to create a swipe pile. I have one in bits and pieces, but this is one that I'm working on currently, and I'm really excited to continue to add to all the time. So swipe file is so a swipe file is when someone says something nice to you, whether it be in an email or a text or something on your Facebook or whatever it is. They say something nice to you, and you take a screenshot of it and you put it in a little file, so that anytime that you feel down or you feel frustrated or you feel like no one cares or whatever that is, you can pull that out and look at it, and you can say, oh my gosh, these people really do love me. They really care about me. They love, you know, and really get that self-esteem boost. And I don't know, the little times that I've used it, it's really helped a lot. Like, it's really helped me to just feel like I had that sense of worth, you know, because we all go through those struggles as well. And it's just a good tool. It's a great tool. And you can do this also with written notes. You can take a picture of written notes as well. And number 7, start journaling. During tough times, you need to write down your feelings so that you'll actually be able to not only work things out yourself, but also be able to help someone else that's going through the same thing. And that's exactly what I'm doing here with this blog. This is kind of like my personal journal, and I'm going to be sharing some things with you throughout all different blogs about this very thing, about how you know, I've been through hard things, and this is how I got through them, and this is how I can help other people do the same. And so I think that sometimes we want to keep all of this bottled up because we want to show the world a happy person. We want to say, oh, we're doing perfect, we're great, life's wonderful, you know, we have it all together. And I've done that. I've done that for years and years and years. And I started to realize, I'm like, you know what? I need them to know, like, this is not, like, I'm not perfect, and I've gone through my share of struggles, like a lot of struggles. But if I show up as myself, as that person that still struggles, but I'm getting through it, and I'm relying on my Savior, and I'm relying on my friends, and I'm relying on my family, and I'm getting through it, hopefully that will then help them to feel like, hey, you know what, if she's going through this stuff, I can go through this stuff and come out on the side, or come out on the other side better than I was before. So journal writing is super, super important. Now, here's one thing that I've done a little bit differently, and it just kind of depends on you. So I know that it's important to write it down because there's something to be said for when you put pen to paper. It really helps you to retain what you're writing down, to remember it a lot better. And also there's a connection between your brain and your hand, you know, like when you write something down, it helps a lot. For me, it's hard because I have so many thoughts and so many things in my head that writing is hard, typing is hard for me, which is why a lot of my blogs are actually blogs, because it's easier for me to talk through things, but sometimes it can get kind of lengthy. So it's important to also do a little bit of everything depending on what you want, whether you want to write it down in your journal, whether you want to record it like an audio, or you want to do a video of it, you know, however you want to do it is up to you. But get your feelings out of your head and out of your heart and put them on paper, put them somewhere other than in your heart and head, because that will help you to then be able to process and get through those things that you're going through. And so those are my 7 tips, and let me review them really quick. All right, so the first one was prepare to fall. Number 2 is take a break. And number 3 is ask for help. Number 4 is use it to evolve into a better person, a better version of yourself. Number 5, at least do the minimum. Number 6, create a swipe file. And number 7, start journaling. So the last thing I wanted to close with is, this is from Tony Robbins, and he says this. He says, the secret to living is giving. Oftentimes the feeling of loss, like oftentimes the feeling of loss, like losing out on something or just loss in general, it makes you feel less than. It makes you feel worse. So using words like loss, less, never, those are sources of suffering when you make it about you, when you make it about yourself. It's all internal. And that's why I was saying it's important to get it out of yourself, because then you're able to process it a lot better. All suffering is obsession with self. When you realize this very thing, that all suffering stems from selfishness, really. And it's hard to say that, because sometimes there's things that have happened in your life that are like very traumatic, and it wasn't any fault of your own. And but really, when you're suffering and you're going through stuff, a lot of it can be traced back to being going back to the obsession with self. All you have to do is stop expecting and start appreciating. So even if you've gone through something really difficult, like a traumatic experience, you can still find joy. You can still find peace and rest by appreciating, by not focusing on that hardship thing, but focusing on what you do have and being appreciative. Our brains are not wired to be happy because they are trying to protect us. They're trying to protect us. And so in order to be able to get out of the slump, it's up to us. We have to make that change. No one can do it for us. Therapists can't do it, our friends, our family members. We have to do it ourselves. We have to bring ourselves to that point. We have to push through. We have to make conscious choices to get up again and again and again and again. So again, the name of this blog post was Help, I've Fallen and I Can't Get Up. But if you're able to use these tools that I shared with you, you will be able to get up again and again and again and again. And this in turn will change your life, and it will make you into the person that you need to be, because nothing will be able to knock you down. You will be firm, solid in what you need to do and how you need to live your life and be better. And the last thing I just want to say is I'm not perfect. I struggle with this on a daily basis, but I also know that I try every single day, and I am making positive changes in my life to be able to do that. And one of those is I do take breaks. I do look at my sweat file. I do journal, especially. That's a huge one for me. And so I challenge you. I challenge you to pick one that feels like will work for you, or all 7 if they all feel like something you want to do. But start with that first and see what difference it makes in your life. So I hope this was helpful, and we'll see you on the next vlog. Have a great day, guys.